Hello, myself Dr. Kaushik, and today we'll be going through the session that is design thinking and sentiment analytics. So it is basically how sentiment analytics model is being used in a buyer utility map, which is a part of Blue Ocean strategy, and it is also a tool of design thinking. So let us start the session with the requirement. The requirement which was given to me long back, it was the need of the customer to come up with a sentiment model. So what is sentiment model? Sentiment model is a is an algorithm or is an AI algorithm, rather to say, which captures the emotion of end users. If I take an example of Dove shampoo, and if I express the emotion towards it, saying the fact like the product is good, so that is something like I am sharing my emotions towards that particular product. And the thing is like, I need to capture that emotions related to that particular product, either shared in social media or anywhere else, or any blog or anywhere else. Now, the thing is, this is a part of AI, as I said, and at a granular level, we have used NLP to capture the text and then analyze the sentiment being shared towards a particular product. Now, that is something like sentiment model. It, as a brief, like it is used to capture the emotions of end user or customer. Now, what is the challenge? Challenge is, why is that like we require to come up with our own model? And why not? We can use something which is already there in market. Few products are already there in market which are quite mature, and legends or leaders are using it and they are getting good result out of it. So why is that not like we can use the same product or procure the same uh, tools or software from the market? So to answer to that question, we have used buyer utility map, which is a part of design thinking tool. So what is buyer utility map? The buyer utility map, it comes with Blue Ocean strategy, and which was developed by Professor W. Chan Kim and Rene Morbergen. It describes or it explores the untapped market opportunities. It differentiates how a product or service from the competition differs from the one what is already there in our mind. So I repeat, it differentiates the product and services which is already there in the market from the one which is there in our mind. Okay. Now the buyer utility map, it captures the experience of a customer starting from purchase till disposal of the product or services. So it has 6 phases, starting from purchase, delivery, usage of that product or service, extensions or supplement of that product or services, maintenance, and then disposal. This phase of customer is being controlled by 6 levers, and their productivity, simplicity, convenience, risk, fun, and sustainability. Again, these 6 levers are actually being controlled by 4 impactful other leaders, like raise. How much is something that can be raised to give the better experience to customer? How much something that can be reduced to give better experience to customer? So it has raise, reduce, eliminate, create. So it is to enhance the customer experience based on the 6 levers which we discussed just before, like productivity, simplicity, convenience, raise, fun, and sustainability. How far this particular 6 levers can be controlled or can be modified based on by reducing any of the parameter or by eliminating any of the parameter. Now say there is a risk of getting poor sentiment. So the thing is like the one which is bringing the risk for poor sentiment, probably that can be eliminated. Or we can create something new to get that one get converted to a positive sentiment. So the thing is like those six levers are again controlled by four levers, four impactful leaders, what we discussed just now, that is raise, reduce, eliminate, and create. Let us see like how it looks like actually. It looks like, excuse me, it looks like this matrix, wherein like the x-axis is customer experience, purchase, delivery, use, supplement, maintenance, and disposal. And the y-axis is the six levers we just discussed, that is customer productivity, simplicity, convenience, risk, fun, and environmental friendliness. And this again sixth lever is being controlled by four other levers over here, that is raise, reduce, eliminate, and create. Now the thing is, whatever we are coming up over here, it falls in one of this part of innovation. So on a broader side, on very much high level, we have distinguished innovation in four ways, that is radical, sustaining, disruptive, and prototype. It is based on the need or clarity on the need and the knowledge of the domain. We have distinguished this in four types. So if we start with just on very much high level discussion, like what is radical? Radical is something like the way Netflix came up. Before that, like it was a DVD rental oriented company, and after that, like Netflix came up. So it is based on the existing concept, wherein like the problem of the or the need of the customer was known, but the domain of getting that one in cloud was not very much clear. So however, uh, the 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 innovation that came up based on the uh, existing domain is a radical innovation. So we can take the example of Netflix as part of that one. Sustaining is an incremental innovation. Like we can take the example of Apple iPhone. Today we have version 13, version 14, which came up from version 1, say. So it is getting improved or getting newer version in every versions. So that is a part of sustaining innovation. Disruptive innovation is something which is to give simplifies and makes more affordable product and services which is being ignored by the market as of now. So if we take the example like once, okay, fine. I remember one good quote being said by Henry Ford, that is, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. So the thing is like he came up with an faster engine. Okay, so the thing is, probably he simplified the life of the human by just not giving faster horses, rather by giving a better engine. Okay, so that is something disruptive, and prototype is something like it is something for which the need or clarity is not very much clear, and the domain knowledge is also not very much clear. So it is always good to go with a small experiment in a prototype way, and then once we gather the knowledge, either part of need or domain, we can take it as a part of other innovation parameter. So this is how like we categorize or we clusters the innovation in four different ways. Now, why this is coming in picture? Because whatever the six levers are there, which is based on the action framework, that is raise, reduce, eliminate, create, are supposed to be part of innovation. Now, so I'll take an example like already iPhone 10 was there, iPhone say 6, 7 was there. So we had to raise that one to give a better customer experience. So it has been raising. Okay, so it is a part of your sustaining innovation. It is falling in that part. Now say existing camera. So the existing camera in iPhone, I mean, I do not mean to be a part of your 14, say iPhone 1. So probably it was eliminated. I'm not very sure. I'm just taking an example. Probably the camera which was used in version 1 is now eliminated, and a better camera is now in use. So that is something, what is that? Like, it is being eliminated to give a better result by using a new one to the customer, right? So that is again a part of your radical innovation. So this is something like how we use this action framework, and whatever we do will fall under any of these 4 innovations. This is just for an example we try to come up with. Now, the thing is sentiment analysis and existing software survey. What we did is like we tried to do some kind of market survey for the sentiment softwares already they are in the market. But before that, let us gather some other literatures like what are the type of sentiment just now, like what we discussed. And basically, if we talk about softwares, it is 4 types of sentiment related softwares are there. 4 types of sentiment related software. So first one is graded analysis. What is graded analysis? Now, if we go to any market or mall, we have seen like at the time of payment, we have been asked to give the a vote something of our experience in the mall or in the shop, like very happy or like very good, excellent, something like that, right? Out of the score of 5 or out of the score of 10, that is graded analysis. Like we press 10 to give like we are really happy with the experience that we gathered in the shop, right? So that is 10. Now, emotion detected analysis. Emotion detected analysis. Now, say in an statement, what I have shared something, and there I have used some kind of adjectives, whether it may be an negative adjective or can be a positive adjective. Okay. Now, say I'm saying good boy. Okay, so good is a positive adjective. Bad boy. So bad is a negative adjective. So it reflects what that particular noun is, bad boy or good boy, right? So there also like we are detecting a particular noun based on an adjective, and that is emotion detection analysis. Fine-grained analysis. Fine-grained analysis, wherein a particular statement or a paragraph is been broken into pieces. Okay. A big paragraph of say 10 or say 50 words or say 100 words has been broken down and analyzed, taking 2 words at a time. Okay. So with that, the existence of that uh, particular adjective in the paragraph is being appreciated in a better way when been analyzed in a smaller section of 2 words instead of like present in whole paragraph. It may lose its identity altogether. Okay, so in a paragraph or in a big statement, there may be multiple, like uh, positive statements or negative statements may be written, but this negative statement, say I'm taking an example, it is actually indicating to a particular incident which carries more priority than other positive statements which is being carried out in the statement. So that if that is analyzed in a small pieces, okay, that particular negative statement is being associated to what particular pronoun or noun, right? And if that is analyzed in a segregated way, that gives a better picture of the whole literature. So that is fine-grained analysis. Intent analysis is, we can say, like contextual, or what is the inference that what I have got or we have got from the paragraph. Like say what we just now discussed is what we just now discussed is related to fine-grained. Now, say I am saying, uh, if I take an example, what it is given over here is like searching for an apple in e-commerce food bazaar and didn't find in the shelf, and hence understanding the intent that fruit is required, hence recommended the absence of apple, that what best can be pears. It has been replaced and recommended as pears. So the thing is like it didn't recommended me like if apple is not there, then probably like you can go for Nokia, right? It understood the sentiment or the need of the person, like they are actually looking for fruits rather not a digital device, and recommended. So the intent of the person is well understood, and the recommendation is done based on the intent of the person. So that is something like intent analysis. Let us, so this is like the software actually revolves, the software based on sentiment analysis, actually it revolves in these four clusters. Okay, so we'll try to understand like well, before getting into that, like would like to come up and say it on very much high level, like our thought process was to come up with a kind of a sentiment analysis wherein like it can read between the lines. What does it mean? Like it will try to understand the sentiment of a person based on this situation. Okay, so before getting into this market survey, let us try to understand like what is that actually we are looking for. Okay, let us take an use case one. Say Mr. Robert, okay, who is an owner of a Mercedes, okay, Mercedes coupe car, and he has been asked to test ride a new upcoming coupe car by Renault. Okay, now when he has been asked for his feedback, once he has done with the test ride, he only said good. Okay, now is this good? Really, he means to be good? So, in other way around, can we take Mr. Robert as a kind of a potential customer for a Renault, or he is just saying the good based on the situation so as not to deprive anyone else? So it doesn't mean like Mr. Robert is a potential customer, right? His good is basically neutral. Okay, so it might be so. So the thing is like this is something like based on the situation, Mr. Robert has given the comment or given the feedback as good, but this good may not be, I'm just summarizing that one, this good may not be actually a positive adjective. It may be a neutral adjective. Okay, now let us go with the second example. That is, if someone from the gallery in an in the stadium shouted Messi. If say Messi is a player who is on the ground, and he shouted by taking his name Messi. So it doesn't mean he's calling Messi. He's shouting based on he has got excited, either maybe because like he has scored a goal, or second, it could be like he has just missed the goal. So actually, that particular person means to say, Messi, it's a good work. Messi, you have done an awesome work. You have scored a goal. Instead of saying that, he said everything in just one word, Messi. So is this Messi, which is actually English literature says to be noun, is a noun? It is now actually playing the role of adjective. Good work. Messi, you have done a good work. You have scored a goal. That is a good work, right? That is a positive adjective. Okay. So now this particular Messi noun is not playing the role of noun here. It is playing the role of positive adjective. Okay. Let us go with the third example. Now, a particular person, a particular kid appearing, say, for class 10 has scored a very high marks, 485 out of 500, but he is not happy. So does it mean that particular kid has really scored low marks. 485 out of 500 is never a low mark. It is never a low mark. Then what is the sentiment? The sentiment is based on the situation. Even though 485 out of 500 is not a low mark, still Master Rohan, who is the kid actually, or who is the boy, has a scored 485, excuse me, is not at all happy, because he is trying to compare that mark based on his expectation. His expectation was something different. Maybe it was touching 495 or even more than that, but he has scored 10 marks less than his expectation. This is situational. And that's why he is not happy. He's being not happy doesn't mean his mark was less. Okay. This is the last use case we are taking. As an example, a new person for a particular subscriber, let us say a new subscriber, he shared his sentiment, saying the fact like the software is slow. But this kind of complaint was never been received by customer care or by company, saying the fact like the software is slow. So it might be so the subscriber is new or experiencing the new thing, and the little delay is making him saying the fact like the software is slow. The little delay is making the end user sharing the sentiment, negative sentiment towards the software. But actually, the software is not slow. It is taking its own required time. So the thing is it really mean by getting the negative sentiment of a subscriber, does it really mean the software is running slow? It is taking the usual time the way it takes in other days or in other aspect of the time. Okay. So the thing is, these are all situational based. The situation for that particular new subscriber is new, and whatever he is experiencing, that is new to him or her. And the thing is, he or she shared the view or sentiment based on, at that point of time, whatever he or she might be experiencing. Probably after 2 days, he or she might be mature enough to use or mature enough towards this software which they are actually using. We'll get to know details of this software, and then we'll feel like this particular software is actually not so slow. It is taking the own time, reasonable, legitimate time. Okay. But it is a situation at that particular time when that particular subscriber is not yet been mature, shared the comment like the software is slow. Okay. So should that be taken as really the software is bad? So this is something like what we said is latent sentiment, hidden sentiment. Okay. Maybe we are saying something, but we meant something else. That is latent sentiment. That is reading between the lines. So we tried to come up with this kind of sentiment. Now, we tried serving that one as following the Blue Ocean strategy, buyer utility map. We tried to survey like who else in the market are providing same kind of algorithm or software. So we surveyed with many, we surveyed with many giants, many leaders. Few of them are actually been appreciated by big leaders like Microsoft, Gensler, and many others like Lexa Analytics, which has been appreciated by many. Just now, what I said, like Gensler, Microsoft, they are using that particular software. And it is also seen, like to some extent, they are also using situational sentiment analysis. There are few other software companies whose product sentiment analysis are being appreciated by many other leaders like Archer, Dale, and companies Monkey Learn. And they also have used to some extent the situational based sentiment. But to a greater extent, this particular using the situation and then deriving the result out of it, it has been not found in any of the software. So that was a delta thing that we thought of adding on top of whatever there in the existing market. So that is something that knew what we wanted to create. So let us now let us now get into the buyer's utility map, wherein like we'll try to capture the details, whatever we have done, the market survey till now. So this is something like, if we say like all the softwares, if it is a part of customer productivity, yeah, it is of great use, it is of great help. All the softwares are simple enough, it carries simplicity, it is convenience enough. And regarding risk reduction, it has though reduced the risk to greater extent, but it seems it could have been reduced to some other extent also. So if we go to the one that is comparing with the one with the existing one, and the one what we are thinking with the new product and how it is making different from the existing one, then this is something like the red one is the existing one, what we just now discussed, and the blue one is the blue ocean offer that is already there in our mind. And if we come up with that one, like how it is making difference between the existing one and the one what we are planning to come up with. Now, the thing is like with the latent sentiment analysis or with the situational based, like just now what we discussed, that is a delta thing, what we are trying to come up with. So that is something like a supplement, an extension on the existing software. So that is something like it is expected to give a more customer productivity. Definitely, if we add these dimensions, if we add these parameters like latent sentiment, it is going to reduce the risk of redefining the result as to be, or redefining the accuracy of the result. That is what I mean to say. Like, say, if the person who is giving the comment as good for test riding a new car, okay, which he feels cannot be compared with the one which he is owning right now and saying the comment has to be good. Literally, that good doesn't mean he is happy. That good doesn't mean like he is going to be a potential customer for the new car he has just now taken the test ride. That good means neutral. So by that, by just saying the fact like good, it doesn't mean a positive sentiment. Okay. So the accuracy, if you would have taken it to be a positive sentiment, that would have been a false. By taking this new dimension in account, which says that good is not actually good, that good is actually neutral, it will achieve more accuracy, saying the fact like he is not a potential customer. Okay. So the accuracy of the software is expected to enhance by adding this particular dimension. So this is how like we felt of adding Blue Ocean strategy in the existing software, which is already there. Thanks a lot.